¿ok? Uno, como Luisa no estaba en el overview, nos pidió Marlon hiciéramos digamos, un recorrido por las características más importantes del PLM. Dos, aprovechamos la oportunidad para mostrar lo que ya hemos hecho en el ACC. Y tres, questions and answers, lo que quieren preguntar. ¿Ok? ¿Vale?
Vámonos.
Vámonos. ¿Vale? Vale.
Sí.
Sí. Gracias.
Vale.
Ok, listo. En inglés, ¿no, Daniel?
Digamos que vamos a intentar en inglés.
Sí.
Siempre podemos.
Slow.
Yeah. Okay. I will not try to bore you with a lot of PowerPoints. Just to review what we spoke and in the previous session, and also what we will refresh in this session. So we will give a quick look of the agenda, a quick look of the Just Suite as a total suite of programs, and we will also get a little bit focus on the Just PLM introduction, a quick introduction. And we will also do a quick check on the next steps and technically what we are doing right now into your system. Regarding the agenda, we have a plan to work on this. And the main focus for this plan is to be able to have a PLM connected and ready to start tests with your AX ACC environment. Well, what does this mean? This means that on this week, on the first week, and the first week of February, our main goal is to allow the users to create master data on the PLM side, items, colors, routes, bill of materials, and be able to export this to your AX ACC environment. Okay. So just a quick overview of the Just Suite before we jump to the PLM part of this Just Suite. Well, the Just Suite is more than PLM. It's a complete just mesh manufacturing executing system program. So in our system, in our just mesh, we are able to define the product data and the life cycle of the products, and then be able to plan and to monitoring and to also do some quality check control. So we have a lot of programs that made part of this Just Suite, but our main goal in Intermoda is the PLM, so the part that is related with the master data and the control of color cards, color charts, and so on. About the PLM, and just before we jump into the system, so I can show you something. We have a complete suite that the main goal is to allow the users with to be more efficiency in the business and to have let's say a control of what we are doing. So we have a control from this side, and according with your ERP, be able to have a controlled master data into your AX system. So also a thing that I already spoke, but what we will integrate is we have in the PLM a model called PIL, or in interface layer. This is a model that just give me some seconds. Many sorry for this interruption, but Claudio was calling me saying that he had an issue with the energy, and right now he cannot join us. So you will be with me. So regarding with the PLM, and just to be clear, because we don't want to duplicate things that you already do in the on AX. We want to allow you to be more efficiency, and with that to build everything that you need in the more simple way on the PLM side. And then when you say, hey, this product is complete, this product is okay, we already have the bill of materials, we have already the colors that we need, so let's export this to PLM and do the rest on the AX side. So let's end the PowerPoint, because our main goal here is not the PowerPoint, is just to show you the system. So this is what you will find in your system, in your local computer installer. This is the Just Desktop. This program is the one from where you will launch all the models that you need to work on the PLM. Okay, we have multiple models. The model that we will use most is this one, the product specification. We also have some models, for example, these PS utilities, which is a model that will allow you to create some data that you need to control, let's say extra data in the system. We also have this screen builder, which is the model where we will use the input forms that you will use to insert articles, to insert colors, to insert variants, whatever that you need in the system. Okay. We also have some models related with the configuration, with the Porin interface layer, and so on. But let's get focused on on the product specification model. Okay. The product specification model. By the way, I am not showing you what we already did in your system. I am just showing you a demo machine that we have. But at the end of this, I will jump to your system and show you what we already did. Okay, so let me explain what you are seeing. I opened the product specification model. We have here one menu on the left where we can do a lot of options, like create things, copy, bill of materials, and so on. On the middle, and just let me show you something, because we have here this menu with actions. The main that we are seeing here is the space where we will interact with the system and create articles and show images and so on. And we also have this right side menu. Okay, there is two ways to check the articles that we are already that we have already in the system. We can search here, okay, and we will have here a list of items, or we can use this item list here. I don't know if you noticed, but we can hide these bars over here to have a bigger screen of what we are seeing. Okay, this is also a very useful thing when we want to focus on what really matters at the moment. So, for example, I have also this item list where I can find easily my items. Okay, this works like Excel. Let's say we can perform some filters here, and the system will automatically filter based on what we define. We can also activate here, for example, the images, and be able to search the items by the main image that we define. So this is very powerful. This data grid that we are seeing here is very powerful, and at the same time is something that you can define by yourself. What I want to mean about this is that the fields that we are seeing here, you can create some specific views for you. Okay, we can have shared views where everyone can see, and we can have also views by user. Okay, so one thing that I want to show is, for example, okay, I will select this product on this data tab. I can see here a lot of fields related and a lot of tab and information related with the item. What you see here is totally configurable. What does this mean? This means that you can decide what fields you want that the user to manage. Okay, there are fields that are okay. We really need to have those fields. For example, this is a garment. For the garment, I need to have the size chart linked. Okay, there are some basic information that I need. You can have images, the main image, and you can add also more image according to what you like. Care instructions, and a lot of data and notes and even documents, PDF documents and so on, everything that you need.
I have a question.
Tell me.
Okay, when you create a new SKU, and if you define that this is the basic information that you need to have, so will the system allow that you finish creating the product if you don't fill all the required fields?
It depends of what you want. We can define that some fields are mandatory, okay? And then we can do two things. One, alert the user that the field is mandatory, but allow you to save, or don't allow you to save. It will until you fill the data. Did you understand? We have two ways. Okay.
Okay.
So, what I show you here is the one example of one product. Okay. This is the main product. We can now navigate, for example, for the bill of material. Okay? For the bill of material, you can have more than one bill of material. Okay, this is the same logic than AX. Only one can be the active, but you can have a lot of them approved. Okay, so here is very simple. You just need, okay, I need to add a new component. For example, let me select from this side the component that I want to add and just drag and drop. Okay. After I drag and drop, I just need to define the quantity and if I have any more data related with this. Okay. I can also do another thing. Okay. I can just do a search component. Okay, saying that, okay, do you want to save? No, I don't want to save this one. But you can with the selected component, you can replace, you can insert, you can add at the bottom or add as an alternative. This alternative is something that is very useful in the system because, for example, if you have one component and for some kind of reason, for example, this bottom, okay? This bottom, if you want to tell to the system, hey, besides this bottom, I can have an alternative component, you can add and manage also the alternative component. Okay?
Okay.
Other thing that I want to show you here is also the simplicity that we can define the changes that we have in the product by size and by color. How? For example, this fabric that I'm seeing here, I have a flag in the size and in the color. This means that if I go to the size consumption tab, I have a specific consumption by size. For sure, you are familiar with this on the AX side. Okay, this is very easy here to define a consumption by size, and also this is very simple here to define a color combination. Okay, what is this color combination? This is something that, to be honest, I think you already use in the system. This means, for example, that for this fabric in the garment white, you use the fabric in yellow. For the garment in blue, you use this fabric in blue. Okay, please don't take in consideration these examples because it will not be pretty a garment white with a yellow fabric for sure. Okay, So what I want you to show you that is very simple here. Imagine that you want also to have or to change a color. You just need to do a drag and drop to the component into the color, and this automatically will do all this color variation in this garment for this component. Okay? After you do this, it is also very simple to share this information with AX. Remember that in one slide I show you that the main goal is for you to do everything here, and then after have this done, click in the export, and after you validate the data, you can just simply export, and this will send what we create to AX side. Regarding the export data to AX, I have here just one little thing to talk with you. We have the possibility to send as multi-level, first level, and also this flag as only unsent elements. Let me explain you what is this. Imagine that you create a new color in the system. Okay? This is valid for bill of materials, for send the articles with the bombs, for everything. If you create a new color in the system and attach this color to a new garment, for example, or a new fabric, when you export, you only want to send what you create as new. Okay? You don't want to send all the other colors that you already create and you didn't change. Okay? So when we use this flag as only unset elements, this means that when you export, the system will only export to AX side only the new colors that you create, okay, and not the complete color chart and so on. Okay? Multi-level. Let me explain you this multi-level with this example. Okay, I have here a garment which has a fabric, and inside my fabric I have another fabric and an accessory. Okay, when I export a garment as multi-level, the system will export my garment, my components, and if my components already have has also a bill of material, it will export also the bill of material of my component. Okay. Technically, if you create a new garment and create new components and create new new accessories, new fabrics, new colors, when we do the export, when we execute the export function with the flag multi-level, this will export everything to AX. Okay, we don't need to export each component or each new color and so on. We just need to export as multi-level, and the system will create everything. Okay. Did you have any doubts, Luisa?
No.
Luisa and the others. No.
Question in the chat. I wrote it.
Do you have any doubts? Sorry, I cannot hear you.
No, not in my case.
In PLM, we in the BOM, you write alternative SKU for the BOM.
Yes.
That applies to the BOM in dynamic hierarchy.
No, that's only be on PLM side.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so let me continue. We check the bill of materials. Now let us check the route. Okay, the route, it's also something that we create, define, and do what we need on the PLM side, and then we just need to after we complete this, we just need to export. The logic is the same. When we do the export, we export to AX the route and everything that is attached to the route. Okay. Right now, you are creating the route templates manually in the system. But if we define here the route, we can export this to AX also, and the system will create this data on AX side. Okay. So for the routes, the logic is technically what you have already on the on AX side. So you have a route. Okay, and then inside the route you have the operations and also the time, the quantities, and so on. Okay, so this is all of this information that will go to AX side on the export process. Like I told you, we can have on AX on the PLM side more than one route because, for example, you can create routes and try to understand, for example, what cost less. Do the operations internally, do the operations outside of the company, so on. So this is also very powerful and very useful for something that I will show you here. It is related with the cost simulation. Okay, the cost simulation is the possibility that you have on the system to understand if the costs that you have, the pre-cost, let's say, the pre-cost is according to what you need. Okay, let me just create here a new so you can understand. So when I create a new cost simulation, okay, we can define a target. So for example, my garment need to have a 41 US dollars as a target. And then we can define here the components and the bill of materials that will make part of this cost simulation. So I can define the bill of materials and the explosion mode. And for example, I can define what route I want to use in my cost simulation. And then after that, I can also add some extra costs, some additional costs. These costs can be freights, custom clearance, everything that you need to join to your cost simulation. Okay, and then I just need to click on create, and the system will create a new cost simulation. Okay, this is very similar to an Excel file. Okay, you also have the possibility to do some changes here after the cost simulation. You have the components, the total of the components. You have the total of the costs related with the operations. And if you add some extra costs, like I had, you can also have these extra costs, these additional costs, also in this simulation. Also, you can do something like this. You can work with the compare, and with the compare, you have something to compare. For example, a cost simulation that you did with some routes, and then compare with another cost simulation that you did in the previous step or than you did at the moment. Okay, this is something also very interesting to try to implement in Intermodel. Okay, did you have any doubts about this? Can I?
No.
No. Okay, so let me just jump to another function that we have in the system, which is the by garment. You can define the assembly instructions. So everything that you need with related with the instructions, the technical pack, and so on, you can create that in the system. And then after you create, you just need to item by item to a drag and drop and to assign to your garment. Okay, and I say garment, it could be also another product. So let me just tell you something. This form that you are seeing here related with the instructions, the assembly instructions, This form can also be designed and can also be customized by you in the company. So if you want to put only images, you put also only images. If you want to put a big text and then only one image, whatever. It's completely customized by what you need and what you will request for your business. We also have here the possibility to copy one instruction from one product to another and to copy to this one and so on. This is also very flexible. I also want to show you something that will help you with the copy. Imagine that you have one product and then you need to, let's say, clone the product. We have here a function that can allow you to copy the product in a very simple way, just with some small clicks. Okay, this extended copy, I can decide what I want to copy. Okay, I can say I want to copy all the colors. I want to copy, for example, only one bill of material, okay, only this one. And then, for example, for the cycles, the routes, I can, okay, I have two routes, but I only want to copy one. And for example, for the assembly instruction, I want to copy everything. So this is very flexible on this term. I can create a new product based on this one and copy the images that I have, copy the colors, and copy only one bill of material. So this is very simple also to use in this system and very flexible. Other thing that I want to show you in this with this garment is the possibility to create new colors. Okay, it's very simple to create new colors. This product is attached to a color chart, like you have right now at the moment, your color PP. So it's very simple to add a new color. Okay, I just need to. I have in the. I am with this garment open. I just need to create new color, go to my color catalog, select the color that I want and add. Okay. So at this moment, the system already creates my color in the PLM. And if I export this data to AX, it will send a color to the AX side. And on the AX side, you don't need to create anything. Okay. So let me just wrap it out. Sorry.
A question.
Tell me.
Okay. We do a bomb in PLM. The bomb can be exported to Dynamics AX.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the main purpose of this. You create the bill of material with all of these components. Okay. And you just need to export. Click on the export side, and then export. This will create some XML files to AX side, and AX will read this. Okay.
Okay.
The same is
the bomb in AX.
Sorry.
The bomb, after we export, we have active the bomb in AX.
Yes, you will have the bill of materials on AX side.
Okay.
Just another thing. After you create, imagine that you develop a complete product on PLM. So you create the article, you create the colors on this side that I show you. Okay, you add a new color metal, and then you create the bill of material, and then you create the route. Okay. Okay. You create everything. After you create everything, and everything is okay on the PLM side, and Luisa also, I think, is very important to validate the data that we need, that must be filled in the system. Okay, we will have sessions to work with that. Okay, after we have this, we just need to go here and select export, and then as multi-level. Okay, this is the logic that I explained you, because if you in your bill of material you have a component that was not created on the AX side. Okay, imagine that you create a new accessory. Okay, you want to export everything, you want to create everything in the system, and don't be worried if you already sent the component to AX or not. You just want to send my complete product. Okay, so after you have everything created, you just need to, okay, multi-level and send. After you click send, the system, the PLM system will create some XML files and will send it to AX side. And for sure, AX side will need to process them and import the data on the AX side. Okay? There is more doubts about this?
Yes, I have a doubt. You said you create the product code, but the raw materials codes are created here also?
Yeah, everything.
Everything, okay.
Everything.
So, yeah, so my concern is, for example, there are planning parameters that are required when you create a new product or raw material that we need to fulfill in supply chain. But sometimes we don't know when those codes are created, so we don't get to put the right planning parameters. So is this tool going to help us to include that part of the process? How are we going to know when the new SKUs or the new bill of materials or the new raw materials codes are created?
Okay, let me see if I understand. You want to understand if your raw materials are already created in the system.
Yes.
Okay, give me one example. Okay, if you are creating new garment, for example, and then
yes, then we need to include some planning parameters for example, the I don't know, minimum order quantity or the frequency of purchasing, of putting in place purchase orders, that kind of information. Yes.
things that will interact with the master plan.
Yeah, that is, yeah, but how are we going to do that if we don't know that the new code is created?
If tell me one thing, Luisa, if we send those parameters from here, why we don't imagine one thing? I create the bill of material here, and I also create here the raw material. And when I create the raw material, I think it could be very interesting to have the planning parameters that you are talking about already filled here.
Okay, yes, that was actually the question, if the planning parameters also are included here.
Yeah, we can, there are some technical parameters and also planning and inventory and so on that we can force the user to fill here. And also, and please take this in your mind for the next sessions. There are some parameters that are by default, okay? For example, you have an accessory that, an accessory structure ID that you know that some kind of parameters has a default value. We can define that default value here. And then when you export the system, if the user do not fill the data here, the system will fill it with some default data and send it to AX. I think is the best way. Do you understand, Luisa? Sorry.
Yeah, I understand, but you see, if the system fills data that hasn't been validated, because depending on the material, the information could be different.
You give us the rules, and we implement the rules. Someone needs to define the rules. If you say that for structure ID 41, one parameter has one value, we can define that value for that specific structure idea.
Okay.
Okay, we need to work like that, Luisa.
Yeah. The idea is that we shouldn't export an SKU or anything that doesn't have the mandatory fields that we define. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I got your main concern, because your main concern is, hey, I have the components here, but there are some master data that I don't want to be worried about if they are some planning parameters defined or not. Okay. More doubts? Do you have more doubts? No. Okay. So let me just jump to the last thing that I want to check with you. That I think yes, I didn't mention. I talk about the bill of materials, the routes, the assembly instructions, but we have also the possibility to manage the measure point. Okay, I think you already, for sure, you already have a PLM system. Did you manage there the points of measure on your current system? This technical data, the point of measure.
Can you repeat the question? Sorry, I was answering the message. I didn't get it.
Right now, I know that you have already a PLM system, okay? And in our PLM system, we have the possibility to manage the measure points of a garment. Did you already use this in your actual PLM system, or right now, how do you manage the measure points of your garment?
No, probably, I don't know if Miguel, Karen, or Carla knows about it, because I
Carla, está una sala ahorita en el sistema.
Sorry, I hear with a lot of cuts. Sorry, can you repeat, Karen?
No, Carla no puede contestar.
Pueden repetir, que les escuché cortado, porfa.
Okay, but can you repeat about this measure?
Daniel, could you repeat again your question, please?
Yes. I am talking about the measure points. Okay. At the moment, did you manage these measure points in the system? Do you have any system where you manage this data, the measure points?
Yeah, we took the measure from the software we use for pattern maker, which is Lectra system. But we export the data from Lectra system, and then we made some adjustment regarding sewing allowances and other issues. So we handle this in an Excel file.
Okay, so this can be also
not directly from the system, but we can have the information from the software of the pattern, but then we make different things in Excel. So maybe we can upload the Excel file regarding the style and the pattern.
Okay, because what we have here in the system is also the possibility to create and manage versions of the point of measure. For example, point of measure after cut, before watch, after watch, some
yeah, it's the specification. It's the same. Before and after, and then you include the point of measure and all the issues regarding the measurements.
So in one of the next sessions, we will talk about this, and you will be able to understand how can we configure this kind of information. So, and then
okay,
after,
I can share with you. I can share with you the information that we took from the system, from the pattern maker, and then the information that we have in Excel, so we can compare with this.
Okay, that could be okay. If you can share that with me, it will be good. Okay, so I can give a quick look of what you have at the moment. Okay, so
Okay.
thank you for your help, for your explanation. So this is let me just, we talk about the articles, the colors, the bill of materials, the routes, point of measures, the last point. We also give a quick brief about the cost simulation, what we can do in the system about this. And technically, this is the overview that we already share in the previous days with your team. So now it's time to question and answer, more question and answers from your side. Do you have any questions about what I show you? Look, the main goal here is to explain you, let's say, give you an overview of the system and what we want to do with you guys. Okay. So, and regarding that, let me. So, if you don't have any more, that tell me.
Daniel, I have another question regarding like the BOM or the full article we were going to create in PLM. For example, now in AX, for us to create a BOM, we add every single material, and then it is on AX. Then you activate or not. If we work on PLM, you can keep all those information, and then, for example, I can export or release on the time that maybe supply change needed or planning needed. My idea is like I can keep all this information only in the PLM and nobody can see it. Just when, for example, product development is very, very sure that everything is complete.
Yes, we can do something like that. We have implementations where, for example, there are some only some users that can approve the bill of material, and only when the bill of material is approved, you can export it. Okay, I think this is something that you asked, right?
Yes.
Okay, this can
Okay.
this can also work not only on bill of material but also in some articles. Okay, you can decide that, for example, this garment, only when this garment is totally approved, has some control field where the flag is approved. Only when you have that, you can export this to X. We
Okay.
can build. Yeah, yes, we can build this kind of logic with you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. There are more doubts? I like when you have doubts. I really like.
My main concern, not only on the functionality of the tool, because I can assume that that is more than proved, but it's the integration with the rest of the areas that has some way interference in the creation of a new product.
Yeah, I totally. I understand your main concerns. Don't worry. I took that note in some papers, because your concerns are mainly the concerns of the persons that are with the master plan and feel all the pain of the master plan. Okay.
Exactly.
You are not the only one. You are not the only person with that pain in the entire world. Okay. For that I assure you.
Okay.
Okay. So if you don't have any more doubts, let me just talk about the next steps and what we are doing, because this is very important for you to understand what we are doing. So in the last days, I was creating everything that you have related with the codification on the PLM side. What does this mean? This means that the structure code, the logic that you have to create the items, I replicate it on PLM side because it's necessary. Okay, I need to create all the structure IDs. I need to create all the attributes. I need to create everything. I need to do all the setup. Okay, and besides that, I had to create another thing that I will need to connect to your VPN to show you. Okay. Like I told you in the at the very first beginning, we have a main goal. Okay, at the first week of February, we want to be able to manage the product on the PLM side, to have the customized screens for the data input. We will give training to your IT team to do what you need. We also want to be able to manage the bill of materials and the routes on the PLM side, manage the assembly instructions, the point of measure, and also to be able to talk fully with AX. Okay, that is our main goal for what we are working now. Okay? So the next days, and just for you to have this complete vision, we are starting the training with the technical team, and we will schedule the next days, and this is with Marlon and with Claudio. We will schedule the next training sessions with the key users, okay, with everyone plus the technical team, because I also think that is very important to have also someone from the technical team with us. Okay. More questions and answers. Did you have more questions? No? Let me, please give me just some seconds because I want to connect to your environment and to show you what we already did in your system. You are already seeing my screen. So right now I am already connected to your environment, and these are the structure IDs that you all have in the system. Okay, we did a lot of setup regarding with the structures, definition, and for example, an article that you for sure already know. Okay, this Bermuda, this is already created with your data. Just this is the main purpose for what I connect to the system. When we create a new item, the logic that you had on AX side, you also have it here in the system. For example, I want to create a new item. To create a new item, the marca, I have a drag and drop list on IPO. Everything is the same that you have in your system already. Okay, all these attributes, we already upload some data in the system with your current data that we have on the ACC. This is what we have already implemented in the in your current setup. I believe that in the next days, your IT team will install the programs in your computer. Okay. And also, after you have this already installed in your system, Marlon and Claudio will be able to schedule sessions, the first training sessions.
Daniel.
So from my yes,
Daniel,
Marlon.
Perhaps do you have the plan, the work plan on hand? Do you have the work plan on hand?
I'm not.
Just to show, no?
I'm not. Claudio that have it.
Okay. No, I will call Claudio just to check the dates in order to program those resources with Carla. And the other thing is, Carla. Hola, Carla.
Sí, lo escucho, Marlon. Sí, diga.
Carla, me tendría que dar, le vamos a mandar un email siempre, pero nos tendría que dar el listado de las personas, los key users que van a participar para proceder con la instalación del cliente, que dice Daniel, del software.
Ok.
Y con una vez definido con Claudio, le paso la fecha para que lo precisemos nosotros, que usted esté de acuerdo y lo coordinemos las capacitaciones.
Está bien.
Aló.
Hey, Claudio.
¿Aló?
Hello, Claudio.
Sí, me disculpe. Me quedé sin electricidad.
Te cortaron la luz, dice.
Es algo que ustedes saben bien. No.
You have to pay the bill.
No, es que están construyendo en la calle. Tienes muchas construcciones en la calle. De repente nos quedamos todos sin electricidad. El problema es que después el router no hacía restart. Entonces, ¿qué tal?
Claudio, mira, estábamos hablando con Carla y Daniel sobre las capacitaciones, los training for the key user and technical team.
Okay.
Saber prácticamente cuándo eran las fechas, las propuestas, para precisar tu setup with Carla, cuáles serían los recursos que va a enviar, ¿verdad? Y preparar el equipo con el cliente de PLM. ¿Tú la tienes a mano, la fecha, con el plan?
Te escucho intercortado. Sí, me estás preguntando si tengo el plan. Sí, tengo el plan. Espera.
Sí.
Espera un poco. Ok. Intermoda. Proyectos PLM. Ok, bueno. A ver. Puedo compartir. Ok, Daniel. Sí. ¿Sigues con nosotros? Ok. Este es el plan, Marlon.
Okay. ¿Cuándo serían los trainings?
Entonces empezaríamos este PT2 Key Users Training próximo martes.
Mañana.
Sí, mañana. Mañana, jueves y viernes. Siempre, martes, jueves y viernes, las capacitaciones. Pero, mira, como te decía, estamos un poco flexibles Pero estos serían los días para las fechas para la capacitación.
Carla, ¿está de acuerdo? ¿Quiere proponer un cambio?
Primero revisemos, Marlon, las personas, o sea, si voy a meter todo el grupo, si voy a meter solo algunos, y de eso va a depender, porque hay que ver la carga de acá también. No sé, me gustaría ver eso con usted, si los vamos a meter a todos de un solo o solo una parte. Y esa parte después va a entrenar a otros, o cómo lo manejamos.
Sí, eso sería mejor, creo. Disculpa, según la experiencia que tenemos, es que, mira, por eso hablo en Key Users Training. Entonces, tendríamos una o dos personas que serían los Key Users del PLM, que sí, a Daniel les daría el training de todas las funcionalidades hasta para esta fase del proyecto. Y ustedes después, durante la fecha, digamos, 8 de febrero hasta, bueno, después de 8 de febrero, empezarían con el training con los users, end users. Entonces, ¿sí? La idea para tornar este tema más rápido es que podamos tener un ACC listo en la primera semana de febrero para que ustedes puedan empezar la capacitación de los end users en 8 de febrero. Sería tenernos pelo menos
pero ya mañana empezaría mañana.
Exacto. Eso sería.
¿Y eso es cuánto tiempo? Por ejemplo, mañana, ¿qué tiempo es? Todo el día, me imagino.
Bueno, mira, la experiencia es que más de que remote, más que 4 horas es demasiado. Yo creo que podría.
El resto de la semana.
Mira, es que en la mañana Daniel podría, digamos, hacer todas las tareas que tiene de configuración y de preparación de la capacitación. Y después en la tarde de nosotros, que es la mañana de ustedes, daríamos la parte de, digamos, de training con Daniel. 3 horas, 4 horas, lo posible, ¿ok? Si ustedes creen que es demasiado, podemos ajustar. Y después, en la tarde de ustedes hacían las pruebas, digamos, los trainings, hands-on, ¿ok? De todo lo que Daniel vos capacitar. Entonces, la idea era no tener más, digamos, 3, 4 horas de capacitación para que después ustedes en la tarde, si quieren, puedan hacer los hands-on en el sistema, creando artículos, etc. Yo creo que eso sería lo
bueno, está bien, entonces vamos a seleccionar 2 personas del equipo para que sean los usuarios líderes.
Es lo mejor porque es un tema de atención, de focus, ¿no? Cuanto más gente tienes en remote, es peor. ¿Sí?
Sí, está bien entonces, Marlon, así quedamos. Yo le voy a pasar los nombres de las personas. El training lo va a dar Daniel, ¿verdad?
Sí, Daniel.
Sí, está bien.
Listo.
Ya le paso entonces ahorita, Marlon, ¿quién va a estar?
Gracias, Carlos. Luisa, como Claudio no estuvo en la reunión por los problemas de electricidad, no sé si quedó las preguntas las hiciste con Daniel, quedamos claros, tienes algo que ampliar con Claudio, ya que está él aquí, él conoce bastante de nosotros.
No son necesarios que... Ya está bien.
No,
okay.
sí, no, ya Daniel nos respondió todas las dudas.
No, ok, qué bueno, ¿no? Qué bueno.
Y ya tomó nota
Era muy
de
fácil.
Qué bueno,
muy fácil.
bueno. Qué bueno, muy bueno, muy bueno. Excelente. Bueno, entonces, ¿algo más que podamos ayudar? ¿No? ¿Hasta ahora? Bueno.
Nada más.
Si algo más, envían un email y podemos hacer un schedule de una otra reunión de una hora, algo así, durante la semana, ¿sí?
Ok,
Sí, sí.
gracias.
Listo.
Eso es muy importante, que ustedes hagan un foco en la capacitación, ¿sí? Es muy importante. Y porque es muy importante que los key users sepan cómo manejar físicamente en el sistema, ¿sí? Creación de... ¿Qué tal el trabajo de Daniel? Ustedes ya pueden ver sus artículos, ¿no? Más o menos, ¿no?
Sí,
Claudio,
sí,
digamos que
nos mostró uno, ¿eh?
El 10.
sí, pero muy poco, Claudio.
Sí, pero mostraste un 10.
Muy poco, sí, pero muy
Ok.
poco. Me.
Ok. Bueno, a ver.
No estamos trabajando.
No, más las estructuras, ¿no? Lo importante, lo que toma muchísimo trabajo es copiar las estructuras que tenemos en AX para el PLM. Eso sí, es un trabajo muy grande. Ok, listo. Muy bien. ¿Todo?
Gracias, Claudio. Gracias,
Ok.
Daniel.
A ustedes,
Gracias.
muchas gracias. Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Adiós.
Gracias, chao.